Welcome back, guys. It is the Noah Walker series, head coach for the TCU Horned Frogs. Top 10 matchup today. Number 10 visiting number 3, and Texas is looking for revenge. TCU took them down last season with a big comeback victory, actually. And Texas is coming off a big win against Texas State, 48-21. But so are the Horned Frogs. Big win against Iowa State, 42-10. Their defense has been phenomenal this year. And for the Longhorns, Swoops has 15 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Smith averaging 111 yards per game. They're a big running team. We'll see how that fares against TCU. And for TCU, Phillips has continued to struggle. Hicks is their biggest weapon, averaging 136 yards, and he has 13 touchdowns for the season. And that is Tevin Lawson, their star defensive tackle. And here we are, guys. TCU is at home. They're having a great season. They're undefeated so far, 6-0. Texas is 5-1. And looking at the standings in the Big 12 South Division, TCU is first, followed by Oklahoma, who's also 3-1 in the conference, but they're 5-1, and Texas behind them. So it's a close race, actually. And this will push Texas further back, as Oklahoma defeated Texas last week. And here is Texas getting the ball to start off this game, and then Oliver with a 24-yard return. And here is Swoops, and he only had 102 yards as previous game, 6 for 15, no touchdowns. They're a big running team, as I mentioned. 1st and 10. Pressure's coming. Swoops pushes the defender off him, but he's brought down for a sack to start off this game. That's a loss of 5, and that is Tevin Lawson. 2nd and 15. Pressure's coming, and there's Oliver, and he gets most of that yardage back. 9-yard pickup. 3rd and 5. More manageable 3rd down for the Longhorns. Good protection. Time to throw. He's not throwing yet, and he tries to, but he's brought down. Able to throw the ball, though. Wise there with the pressure, and good coverage there by Walter. 3rd and 6. Their star cornerback, by the way. 3rd and 6. And there he is, connecting with Echols Looper for a big 1st down. Phillips has been struggling, but he gets a 26-yard completion there. And there's Hicks trying to weave his way through. And he picks up 7 yards. 3rd and 1 in the I formation. He's going to hand it off to Hicks, who gets the 1st down and more. And that's a pickup of 8 yards. 1st and 10. And here's Phillips trying to avoid pressure. And he connects with Lindsey. Ikaika Lindsey for the touchdown. And TCU strikes first. Maurice Phillips, 2 for 2, 40 yards and a touchdown. Despite his struggles, Phillips comes through with the first drive for TCU with a touchdown. And UCF takes down number 5 Oklahoma, 29-27. That's a big upset here. And TCU up now 7-0 against Texas. And here is Smith, who's met immediately by a defender. And it's a loss of 4 yards. Sean Jackson there, tackle for loss. 3rd and 9. And he throws it, and it's deflected. Pat Briggs there. Swoops, 470 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns. They just showed that stat there. On 4th down, they're going to punt it. And here is Butler, true freshman, wide receiver, and return specialist. And there he is, past the 50. And it's a big return, pushed out of bounds around the 36. 1st and 10. Hicks in the backfield, in shotgun. It is a screen to Hicks, who gets some blocking. And he gets the 1st down. No, he's just short, inches short. 2nd and inches. And he's going to hand it off to Hicks once again, getting the 1st down pretty easily there. 4-yard pickup and a 1st down. 3rd and 12, though. And here's Phillips connecting with Echols Looper, who's brought down inside the 5. Phillips doing good so far through the first quarter of gameplay. 1st and goal. And here he is connecting with Butler. He had 2 receivers. Butler able to keep his feet in bounds. And Phillips 5 for 5, 75 yards and 2 touchdowns. And this is the start they needed against the Longhorns.
The previous play is under review.
But they're going to review that one to see if Butler had his feet in bounds. A true freshman. I keep mentioning, of course, because I'm excited about him. That's definitely a touchdown. But let's see what the refs say.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So it stands, and it will be a touchdown. And Texas in a bigger hole now, 14-0. It's a 2-score game. They can still come back. TCU had a big comeback against Texas last season. Let's see if Texas flips the script and gets it on them. And there's Swoops with a nice run, picking up the 1st down. Getting closer to midfield now. 1st and 10. It is a screen, but good coverage there. He's able to avoid 3 defenders, but he's finally brought down for a sack. That's a loss of 4. And Tommy Miller with the sack there, and this defensive line is feasting already. And here's Smith getting a good chunk of that back. 9 yards. 3rd and 5. TCU's defense continuing to play very well. It's a screen. Connects with Smith. And Walters there for the tackle. 2-yard loss on 3rd down, and he comes through. 4th and 7. Here's Butler. He had a good return last time. Let's see if he can get it this time. Here he is showing off his speed. Past the 30. Still going. 18-yard return there. And that's going to end the first quarter. TCU's defense continuing to dominate. And Phillips surprising everybody, especially in their home stadium, showing he can play today and against top 10 competition as well. 3rd and 4. Pressure's coming. Here's Phillips deep down the field. And he gets picked off by Slaughter. And I spoke too soon. First turnover of the game. And he forced that one. He was doing so well. And Texas could take advantage of this. And there he is. Warwick completing it. And he gets away for 1 tackle. But he's hit hard. Brought down around midfield. 2nd and 9. It's a screen to Smith. And there's Walter. Can't bring him down. He's still going. Gets the 1st down. He's finally tackled after a 12-yard pickup. 3rd and 12. The defense has to stay strong here. Let's see what they do. And he completes it to Barrett. And he's brought down. 8-yard reception, but not enough. And it brings on 4th down. They're going to kick this one. And they do get it. That's a strong kick there. And they get 3 points. Still down. 11-point store. Here's the pitch to Hicks, who gets the 1st down, and he gets his 11-yard run. 3rd and 10. They've been passing a lot. And here's Texas. Can they prevent them? And nearly picked off twice. Mark Wise there with the deflection. And Phillips struggling so far in the second quarter, almost halfway through. It's 14-3. And there is Robert Wise bringing down Smith after a 9-yard pickup. 2nd and 1. There's Warwick with another reception on this drive, getting the 1st down for the Longhorns. 3rd and 13. TCU's defense needs to get it together, and there he is connecting with Meander for a big 19-yard pickup into TCU territory. And here's Swoops going to keep it, and he spins, still going past the 1st down marker. Are they going to get him? They bring him down at the 6. That's a 30-yard run there for Swoops. And here is Swoops. He's going to keep it. He's going to run into the end zone for a Longhorns touchdown, cutting into the deficit. They take advantage of the turnover, and this is a 4-point game, 14-10. 2nd and 7. Here's Phillips connecting with Burnett. 13 yards and a 1st down. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half of this game. There's Hicks falling forward, but he gets the 1st down, 6 yards, and he has 56 yards on 13 carries today. 4.3 average. The Longhorns are doing their best to contain him. And there's Butler. Nice pass from Phillips, 16 yards. Cutting deeper into Longhorns territory. Phillips trying to avoid pressure, and he can't get rid of it. That's a sack. That's a loss of 10. Have the Longhorns figured him out already? Less than a minute to go. 3rd and 13. Here's Phillips. He's going to scramble deep down the field, and he nearly gets picked off, throwing it into the end zone. Collins there with the deflection. TCU going to go for it. 5 wideout set. Phillips alone in the backfield. Pressure's coming. They don't trust their kicker. And here's Phillips. Past the 30. He jumps for some reason. 8 yards. And that's going to be turnover on downs with 40 seconds now. Can the Longhorns take the lead? And there's Smith. But he's brought down. It's a tackle for loss. 4-yard loss there. 2 defenders there. 3rd and 14. He's going to keep it himself. He has good blocking. He's still going, but someone able to bring him down. Only gets 4 yards there on 4th down. 22 seconds. Can TCU pull something here? And there he is connecting with the wide open Burnett. His tight end gets him the 1st down. 20 yards. 17 seconds to go. He's going to spike this one to stop the clock, bringing on 2nd down. 16 seconds. Let's see if Phillips can get a 3rd passing touchdown. And there he is. Nearly picked off, but almost caught by the tight end there, but it was just a mess there. He forced that one. He has to relax, bring himself together. 3rd and 10, and he connects with Butler for a 1st down. 14 yards, able to keep the foot in bounds and stop the clock. 8 seconds, And there he is throwing into the end zone. He connects with Echo's looper, and TCU strikes once again to build on their lead before the halftime. And that is what the Horned Frogs needed. 21-10 Texas against TCU, struggling on both sides actually. TCU's defense and offense have been great. TCU's opening drive, they got a touchdown. Phillips had two actually, one to Butler and one to Lindsey, and he was just doing so well, but he threw an interception in the second quarter, and Texas was able to take advantage. TCU could not stop them, and they cut into that deficit. It was 14-10, but Phillips made up for that and was able to throw a touchdown, connecting with Echols Looper to end the first half, as you just saw. But his struggles could continue. I mean, he can't just look for a miracle every drive. But today, look at this, 161 passing yards, 58 rushing. TCU relies on Hicks, but this game, it's been more of Phillips, and he's been doing well, but he has to avoid the turnovers, has to avoid forcing it. And TCU's defense, like I said, continuing to dominate. I mean, they only gave up 10 points in that first half, and hopefully he can keep going. Here's Butler. I'm talking too much about the first half. Here's Butler with a 52-yard return, giving the TCU Horned Frogs great field position to start off this half. And there's Hicks with a big run, a Hicks-like run, picking up the first down, 2nd and 5. And Texas desperately needs to stop, but they're going to find themselves in an even bigger hole. And there's Hicks with another big run, still on his feet, pushed out of bounds at the 5, 20-yard pickup. 3rd and goal. Can the Longhorns get a stop? And there is Hicks, and they prevent him from getting a touchdown. Pickup of 3, and he has 18 carries, 110 yards. They're going to go for it here on 4th and goal. It's a gutsy move by Noah Walker, but they call a timeout. Phillips calls a timeout. I don't know what he was doing there. Even Walker looked confused, but 4th and goal, and Hicks gets the touchdown easily. And he tacks on to his total for the season, and TCU builds on their lead. 28-10. Horned Frogs are in a big hole here, down 18 points, and there's Houston with the big run up the middle. He held on to the ball for dear life, 15-yard pickup. And here is Soups, and Lawson brings him down for yet another TCU sack. It's a loss of 1, 2nd and 11. 3rd and 10. There's Lawson diving, and it is a screen to Smith. Can they prevent him? No, he gets a good block, and there's Wheeler able to bring him down, but there's a flag on the play.
Personal foul. Clipping. Offense.
And that's going to hurt Texas. 3rd and 23. Pressure's coming. Here's Soups, and he doesn't get rid of it. And Tommy Miller brings him down for a sack, his 2nd today. He's also one of the leaders competing against Florida's Lance Harrison for most sacks this season. And here's Butler, and he gets 14 yards, and they have great field position. Phillips has to not turn over the ball and continue to do well, and he connects with Hicks inside the red zone. 15-yard reception, 1st and 10. He's going to hand it off to Hicks, who picks up, fights for 5 yards, and today he has 117 yards, 1 touchdown on 20 carries. So they're still giving him plenty of carries. He's a workhorse, and there's Hicks, and number 12 spun around, couldn't quite get him in. Hicks has been doing that all season, getting the angle on defenders. And there's Phillips trying to avoid the sack, and nearly picked off. That would have been a disaster. Could have been a pick 6. Brings on 4th down, and he's going to kick it for 3. 31-10. 2nd and 10, a minute and 50 to go in the 3rd quarter. Here's Swoops, he's going to keep it himself, but he fumbles the ball, and Miller falls on top of it. First turnover of the game for Texas, and deep into their own territory, but they're going to take another look at that. And that is Walter there. He's having a great game. That's definitely a fumble. He was not down when that ball came out. 2nd and 7. He's going to hand it off to Hicks, and Walker has been going with Hicks a lot in this half. 11-yard pickup. 3rd and 7. And here's Phillips going to connect with Hicks, able to keep his feet in bounds, get the first down, and stays on his feet. And that's going to end the 3rd quarter, and TCU in scoring position. And so far, they're dominating Texas. It's a 3-score game, up 21. TCU's defense continues to dominate. 2nd and goal, is going to hand it off to Hicks for a touchdown. And he tacks on another one. Kyle Hicks star running back for the Horned Frogs. And they're destroying Texas 38-10. 4-score game. And there he is, and he gets picked off by Walter, and he's having a fantastic game today. Can he run this one all the way back inside the red zone, pushed out of bounds around the 15. Texas with 2 turnovers in their own, deep in their own territory. TCU got points last time on the play action, connects with Houston, and Phillips gets another touchdown, his 4th today, and TCU builds on their dominant lead, 45-10. They're running away with this. 7.5 minutes to go. Texas can't find any rhythm. Time to throw for Swoops, and connects with Oliver, gets the first down. 11-yard pickup, 2nd and inches. And here's Swoops, and he connects with Warwick, who was wide open, who's been their highlight really. And he gets 5 and a first down. 2nd and 10. Pressure's coming, and Miller brings him down for a strip sack, but his own lineman was able to pick it up. That's a loss of 6. So Miller and Walter, they're both having great games today. And there's Warwick Oliver diving for the catch, but that was on 3rd down, nowhere near the first down marker. First team still in this game, 3rd and 4. Here's Phillips, and he connects with Hicks. Kind of have to turn around for that one. Phillips has been inaccurate, and Kyle Hicks, 46 yards receiving, on top of all the rushing yards he has and the touchdowns. And here he is once again, and there's a flag on the play, and most likely against Texas for face mask.
Face mask. Defense.
Yep, 4 minutes to go, half a quarter to end this game. Here is Hicks. Great blocking down the field, but someone was able to get him after a 7-yard pickup. I thought he was going to break through there. 2nd and 3. And he gets enough blocking, and again making a defender spin around. 19-yard pickup. And Hicks, 181 yards. 33 carries. Noah Walker relies heavily on Hicks. There he is, and that's why getting 9 yards and a first down. And they're still going with less than a minute to go. Are they trying to score again? Up 45-10. And here's Hicks with another big run past the first down marker, brought down at the 2. 17-yard pickup, gets 206 yards, 2 touchdowns so far. And finally, Phillips is in to take a knee and effectively put this one in the books as TCU moves on to 7-0, and Texas suffers their 2nd loss of the season, basically most likely ending their playoff hopes. And Swoops, 3 turnovers, 1 touchdown. The rest of the team had 33 total yards. They struggled against this great TCU defense, and Phillips also feasted today with 5 touchdowns. Player of the game, of course, Kyle Hicks, 5 receptions, 46 yards, and 206 rushing yards, and a pair of touchdowns. TCU, every category they did better than Texas, eclipsing 200 yards in both categories. Defensive player of the game was Miller with the forced fumble and a fumble recovery and 3 sacks. Phillips, 68% completion rate, 4 touchdowns. He had a great first half. The second half was all Kyle Hicks with 206 yards. He had more rushing yards than passing. He had 2 touchdowns as well. 36 carries wore him out. And Eccles Looper was the leading receiver with 3 receptions, 64 yards, and 1 touchdown, which he got at the end of the first half. And Miller, 3 sacks, and Lawson himself had 2 as well. And Walter, you can't forget about him. 4 total tackles, 1 interception, and a forced fumble. He's been having a great season overall. Swoops, 90 yards passing, 1 interception, 60% completion rate. He struggled a lot today. And was their leading rusher as well, 13 carries, 46 yards, and 1 touchdown. Smith had 20 today. He had averages over 111 a game. And their leading receiver was Warwick with 3 receptions, 32 yards, no receiving touchdowns. Godfrey was all over the field, their defensive end, with 8 total tackles. And Wise had a sack. And next week they take on the current #1 team, LSU. So stay tuned, guys.